So the Mortal Kombat 1 stress test did launch and it's set to go through Monday. So this is going to be probably maybe a part one of two video, depending on if other gamers are finding other Easter eggs or any type of features that they've noticed while they're playing the stress test. But from this video, we've got quite a bit to cover. How they rolled out the stress test, because that's been quite interesting. And we have lots of test stress observations. So let's get to it. So let's talk about the stress test code delivery. So I unfortunately was not blessed with a code to redeem to play the stress test. I did verify my status on the Warner Brothers Games website and it's still there, but I was not given a code. I'm sure there are certain criteria that Warner Brothers Games had as far as who would get a code. I think for me personally, it's okay that I didn't get one because I probably wouldn't have had time to really play the game. But I think for the people that are playing, they have some good thoughts and good feedback and they'll be just fine. I know a lot of, high profile content creators were giving codes and, high profile gamers that play the games. And there were a couple of just kind of average Joes and casual gamers here and there. But a lot of people I follow on Twitter were not given codes, sad to say. I will say that user at the Thinny was, he's got a really great community of people around him and he was actually given a code and actually was able to kind of pay it forward and basically try to make it a way till we can do like a cloud console so other people can play as well that were not given a code. And he had much success and he was able to get 26 people over the last, for a 4-hour time span, ability to play, and he has a queue going for the next day. So kudos to him for trying to share the love and still allow people, whether you're in the States or around the world, be able to play the game. Kudos to him. I think that's really cool. Now, on the flip side of that, I do not agree with what has been going on as far as users out there scamming people out of money for codes. Guys, this is just a stress test. It's nothing like the beta or even like early access to gameplay. So I don't know why you'd even want to buy a code. I know just to kind of the hype and be able to play like everybody else, but as you'll see kind of in this video, you didn't miss too much. So I don't like that people were taking advantage of others. I know that's just kind of the name of the game out there on Twitter and the internet, but yeah, it's not cool that other people were out there trying to sell fake codes or sell their own code for money and then, it was all just a scam. Not cool. We don't need that in the Mortal Kombat community. So moving on, let's talk about some of the cool stuff that we've seen so far. So as far as actual gameplay overall, it's pretty much what we've already seen at Summer Game Fest as far as the main menu, the modes, the characters, the cameos, towers, it's all the same stuff. So nothing too new there. But some of the big stuff that's come out of it is with the intro dialogues. Now, there was one where it was Liu Kang versus Liu Kang, and from the dialogue, one Liu Kang says, "Does Onaga exist in your timeline?" And the other Liu Kang says, "Exists in it, he rules it." So that's very interesting and kind of basically confirms that Onaga could possibly be in the game, right? We'll still have to kind of wait and see, but I was pretty sure on why you'd put that in the game and then just, pull at our heartstrings. In another intro dialogue, we had Sub-Zero versus Sub-Zero, and user MK Habit Addict on Twitter posted Sub-Zero, aka the Ghost of Kombat Past. And when they're together in the intro dialogue, one Sub-Zero says, "What are you?" And the other one says, "The Ghost of Kombat Past." Very, very interesting. In the comments for that post, or the Onaga one, I believe, a user by the name of Hood Mick1, or somewhat of a nerd guy, said, "Intro is going to be interesting, right? Some say, what if some characters remember the NetherRealm Studios timeline in some way?" In a recent Ed Boon interview, he said that only Liu Kang would be the one that would remember all the timelines of Mortal Kombat Past. Well, maybe in some way, some of these other characters maybe have fragments of certain things, or maybe as the game progresses, maybe things start to break and they start to remember stuff from the past. That'd be very, very cool and very, very interesting. So those are some new intro dialogues and possibly confirming that Onaga is in the game. I don't know if he's going to be the main villain, but that he is definitely in the game, or he is, in the realm of this game. So something else that was revealed from the stress test gameplay was Quitality, or similar to Harakiri. So there was a lot of users posting videos of like Kenshi, Katana basically playing its players, and they would basically break their necks, and that would qualify for a Quitality. So that's really cool, and that's a very different feature to kind of have in the game. I know we've had it before, but this is something that's kind of cool, and it's so far been the same consistent thing for all the characters, at least in this gameplay, as far as they all do the same feature of breaking their neck. So I thought that was kind of different, but kind of cool that we have that, something to add that we haven't seen before. So you've seen Quitality, Brutality, And then, of course, the fatalities. Maybe we'll see some more. Maybe some animality. Maybe. So moving on, let's talk about some of the gameplay mechanic notes that some of the users have made as they've played the game. So a lot of these come from @thethinny and some other Twitter users that I've seen in comments and follow. So from @thethinny, he says, the game seems to play like Mortal Kombat 9, but the animations are as fast as Mortal Kombat 10. The combo sequences I've been doing are the same as the Mortal Kombat 9 ones with the same inputs. Air combos are hella fun and they are too easy to trigger. Some moves have a slow startup or have an ender. He goes on to talk about a specific example saying, for example, Sub-Zero's ice clone is instant and his ice slide is instant, but it ends with a hook every single time. His ice ball takes too long to start. I still have no idea how and when to use cameos, but I'll get to that soon. He goes on to talk about more gameplay info. There are buttons for a pop-up opener that allows you to easily string into an aerial combo. Then there's a pop-up down that converts an aerial into a ground juggle. You can easily land 10-hit combos that combine air and ground. So pretty cool setups there, and kind of gives you an idea of what to kind of expect. This could all change when the game actually launches. They might do some tweaks to it as they've done in the past, but so far this is what we got. And then we have other users that were talking specifically about the combos and how they kind of interact with the stages. So we had one user by the name of Ruffelmonger say, Mortal Kombat 1 corner carry setup with cameo idea, not the most damaging combo, but does travel about 80% of the screen. And in this tweet, it shows basically he starts from one end of the screen and just does a continual combo back and back and back, and he's basically traveling all the way across 80% of the stage, which is pretty cool. So that's something to kind of look forward to and try maybe in other stages once they come about. Now, this is one that I thought was really, really cool, and it got a shout out. So user 81Daniel18, aka Sindel on Twitter, basically said, if you do a forward throw cameo, it'll help, but if you throw back, then cameo does not help. And in the video, she's basically showing her playing as Kitana with Sonya Blade as the cameo, and when she does a forward throw, Kitana does a forward throw, Sonya Blade comes and basically does a move on the, in this case, Liu Kang. And if Kitana does a different way, like throw back, then the cameo doesn't come out. Well, interestingly enough, from this video, I don't know if he played it himself or he just took a video screenshot, but this move was very, very similar to a WWF, maybe WWE, WCW wrestler by the name of Diamond Dallas Page. Very similar to his move, maybe the Diamond Cutter, if you're familiar with wrestling. I grew up with Diamond Dallas Page back in the WCW age, so I'm very familiar with him. But he basically tweeted about the Sonya Cutter. He's naming it the Sonya Cutter. And he tweeted about it on his official Twitter and did a screenshot and video of that. And the Mortal Kombat, official Mortal Kombat Twitter basically replied and said, she learned it from the best, #bang, because every time he did the Diamond Cutter, he would say bang real loud after he did the move. So I thought that was really cool. So getting a shout out on Mortal Kombat from a wrestler, pretty cool. So for the most part, that's what we have so far as Easter eggs, possibly confirmed characters, some neat features of gameplay. Now we kind of get to some of the, I wouldn't say not so fun stuff, but just kind of stuff that confirmed what's going on. So @thethinny also talks about the rollback netcode. He says, the rollback netcode is superior here, as I can play as if there's zero lag, unlike Mortal Kombat 11, where it was bad with lag. And he says his ping is 140 ms. So really cool to know that the rollback netcode is working good so far. I don't know that's really hitting a lot of the users yet, so that might change, but so far it's doing well. Now, it wasn't all rainbows and sunshines, because we did have one user by the name of D'Angelo, his @DangeLoxOx, took this gorgeous picture in Mortal Kombat 1 as the game was crashing. Laughed my butt off. Kitana looks so graceful. And it's just Sub-Zero and Kitana kind of frozen in time on the screen before the game kind of crashes and goes away. So I'm sure some people experience the same issue, but nonetheless, that is what we have as far as the Mortal Kombat stress test day 1. And I'd love to hear your thoughts and comments down below about Onaga being confirmed, the possibility of other characters remembering their past selves and past timelines. What do you think about Quitality? Do you think we'll get other, animality, babality, all that kind of, do you think we'll get more of those included in the game? What do you think about some of the gameplay mechanics as far as how the players do their combos? What do you think about Diamond Dallas Page giving a shout out to his move being used by Sonya, the Sonya Cutter? And yeah, what do you think about all the Mortal Kombat stress test co-delivery? Love your thoughts in the comments down below. And that's it for this video, guys. Enjoy that like button, If you want more, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you guys next time on the Mashup.